front.
What kind of trouble?
The rebels. They've taken over the math library.
That's bad. That's really bad. I thought that topology was holding the math library.
Topology figured it was a difficult space to defend. They decided to hold a topologically equivalent but less strategically significant space.
Meaning?
They're hiding in the copy room.
Call an emergency meeting of the department at once. Tell everyone to meet in the seminar room. Offer them cookies if they come.
We can't. The supply room has been taken over as well. The rebels have the cookies.
That's disastrous! Do the faculty know we've lost the cookies?
I don't think so.
Then tell the faculty there will be cookies. The pink wafer kind. And whatever you do, don't let on.
Yes, ma'am.
Hold it right there.
Take these chairs down immediately. The fire marshal will have your head. Ha! Listen to me, whoever you are. Take those chairs down, or I will make sure you never graduate from this or any other university. I demand to speak to whoever is in charge.
You're not going to use that. You don't have the guts.
Don't push me. Who are you?
I am Mathematicus.
Mathematicus?
Mathematicus. I represent all the downtrodden students who have squashed under your thumb all these years.
Excuse me?
You heard me. Your day is done. Your time has come.
Not that it's any of your business, but I'm nowhere near to retirement. I'm good for at least another 10 or 15 years.
You've destroyed enough lives. I will be your chattel no more.
Chattel? What's a chattel?
You don't remember me, do you?
Remember you?
I was in your Math 140 calculus class 2 years ago.
Well, that was a really big class.
I was known as Edward Stuffknuckle then. I was one of your many slaves.
Now look, you may well have been one of my students, and I'm very sorry if I don't remember you, but you definitely were not my slave.
Of course I was. You didn't call it that, but that's what it was. And as your slave, you could make me do whatever you wanted.
Really? Well, what was it that I wanted?
You wanted entertainment. You wanted spectacle. You wanted combat to the death!
I don't know what you're talking about.
Don't you remember the weekly quizzes?
Weekly quizzes? What about them? They're not that hard, and I curve the grades.
No, you pit us against one another to see who will be left standing by the end of the semester. Does it give you pleasure to see us destroy each other?
Pleasure? Of course not. I'm only trying to teach you.
You train us for combat. Have us compete against each other until we're ready. Ready for the winter. And the blood and the guts spilled with students who would never again raise a pen for mathematics, who bled red ink on the exam room floor.
Your imagery is quite vivid. Have you considered majoring in English? I'm sure they'd be glad to have you.
I made it through the first midterm. And even the second midterm. I was almost done. Only one test left. The ultimate test. The final.
Well, that is the way most courses end.
Do you remember the pageantry? The banners? The yelling crowd? Whipped into a frenzy?
I don't remember any of that, actually.
Do you remember the fear in our eyes? The trembling horde as we entered the exam room? The smell of sweat and urine?
I definitely don't remember that.
Do you relish the absolute power you have over us? Does it feel good to know you can put any problem on the exam, no matter how ridiculous? And we have no choice but to try to answer it?
You're talking about education here. This is how I educate you.
No. The This is how you torture us. You decide who survives, who dies.
That's not how it works. I don't decide. You do your work, and it's either right or wrong. I just grade it. That's how it works. I don't have any control over it. Mathematics determines if you're right or wrong.
That's not the way it's going to work anymore. We're going to change the rules. No more right or wrong. It's not fair to those of us who struggle with mathematics. From now on, students will have a say in the grading. We will have a say in what's right and what's wrong. We will take the power away from the profs.
That's ridiculous.
Is it? In an English class, I turn in a paper, and I get lots of credit. Even if it's bad. Because there's no one way to grade it. It's subjective. And professors, they don't give low grades, for fear that someone will complain. Two different professors can see the same paper and give completely different grades.
But math isn't subjective. The rightness or wrongness of mathematics is determined by logic.
Ha! Logic, that magic totem, that idol to which you worship. But we do not subscribe to your religion. We reject your logic. No more will you hold us enthralled to your equations, your square roots, your trig functions, your integral signs, your subnormal central series.
I'm sorry, but you can't reject logic. It's there. You cannot ignore it.
That's where you're wrong. Because we've already rejected it. And we've already won the students to our cause. And we've already convinced many of the departments to join us. Theater, English, history, political science, anthropology, the languages, art, religion, hospitality, management.
Those departments are rejecting logic?
Yes, and they're giving the students a say in the grading. From now on, we determine half the grading.
That's absurd.
Is it? Or are you just saying that because you've been using logic to stay in power all these years? Once we reject logic, you have no power over us anymore. We are free!
People, I have some very bad news.
Where are the cookies?
No cookies. No cookies for a very long time. What do you mean? They're on to us. They figured out that all this time we have been using mathematics to hold on to the reins of power, to keep them under our thumbs.
It can't be. I thought you said they would never catch on to us.
Well, they did.
What will we do?
We need to come up with a new scam. Maybe economics. We could pretend that we can predict what is likely to happen to the economy next. That'll bring in the bucks.
Or philosophy. We can pretend we have answers to the big metaphysical questions.
But in the meantime, things are going to get rough around here. We're not welcome anymore. So go! Everybody, pack your bags. We're hitting the road. Let's go. This university belongs to the students now.